Hello and welcome to an episode of BeamNG.Drive. In today's episode we're going to be driving, not this, actually I'm going to be driving a minivan. Don't click off the video just yet, please. Anyway, this is the video, this is the minivan that I'm going to be driving. It's this one right here. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to drive this minivan around. And I've actually done a lot of testing to see what the best sort of configuration is for this minivan to make it go as fast as possible. So this is a front-wheel drive minivan. Now, since I've already recorded what I need to make this video really stupid and it's going to take a long time to record, you'll see what's a long time to record because I'm going to have to put 2 videos on this. Whatever, this is going to happen. Anyway, we're right now. So, right now, I'm just going to drive this minivan around a little bit just to show you what this van's like and how crap it is. And then I'm going to modify it to kind of to make it a lot better. And then, once I modify it to make it a lot better, I'm going to do a timed thing all around here, which is 12 miles long. And that should take, I have it written down on paper here, about 15 or so minutes. So, here's how I'm going to start this. You start at this tree right here, foot all the way on the gas, and foot all the way on the brake, and then just take off. However, since I've already recorded, I'm not going to drive this minivan all the way around, because that would just be wasting a lot of time. Anyway, I'm just going to show you kind of how this drives. It drives like a minivan, except, yeah, it drives a lot like a minivan. The only thing, though, is it does go around corners pretty good. I suspect that that's because this minivan is considerably light. It's like 3,500 pounds. Comparing that to a Dodge Challenger Hellcat, which is 4,000 pounds. So this thing weighs not too much, but it's front-wheel drive, and you can tell it's front-wheel drive if you, if you put it into a corner and floor it. See, look, it just understeers. However, when you go around a corner like this, if you let off the gas, it makes it a lot better. It has more of an effect than a lot of the other front-wheel drive cars. It's like the one I modified, the Hirochi Sunburst, that car. I modified that in another episode, which was how fast can a front wheel drive car go fast around corners, blah blah blah. In that episode, the issue with it was that you went around a corner and the wheel got tugged like that. It was horrendous. Now right here, here's the issue with front wheel drive vehicles. It just doesn't want to go. And right here, but what I do like is that when it does spin, it doesn't grab the wheel from you. Like, watch this. I still have perfectly good control of the wheel. Now, this video is going to be really long, but anyway, I'm just going to show you what happens with the Sunburst, which is kind of weird. Front wheel drive sport metal. Okay, it's in a tree. Anyway, I configured this one myself. So I configured this one myself. Now, let me show you the issue with this thing around the corner. It's really fast until the wheels start to slip, and then, yeah. So watch this. I'm going to go around the corner up here, and then I'm going to let go of the steering wheel mid-corner. It's just pulled from me. At least that doesn't happen with this minivan, which is kind of odd. Right, because this thing actually has more power than the minivan. Remove current. And now I'm going to modify this minivan, and let's go to somewhere with a little bit more light. So, engine, that's gonna be the same, except for it's gonna be mated to a different transmission. A 5-speed automatic instead of a manual. The reason why I'm not using a manual is just so that there's not the inconsistency of me shifting, so all I have to do is just put my foot on the gas. Now, I'm gonna press J so this goes a little bit faster. I'm going to take out the extra mid-row seat, and then also the third row seats, and sport struts in the front, and sport struts in the rear, not full-on racing struts though. And now here's the big difference. So the tires, this is going to be a Hirochi Sunsport RS tire, and then in the rear, same sort of Hirochi Sunsport RS tire. And put that on. Now, let's go to the wheels. And I'm going to put some racing tires on here. And in the rear. No, not click on the tire. Okay, now this minivan should be about 2 seconds faster around. Oh, and before I forget, let's go here. Front suspension. Front wheel hubs. I'm just a little glitchy right now. Front brakes, those are going to need to be upgraded. Just slap some racing brakes on there. And then I'm going to put semi-race brakes, semi-race brake pads, because trust me, this thing, the brakes heat up like you wouldn't imagine. And then in the rear, nothing crazy. Yeah, okay, good. Now that I have these brakes, the car shouldn't completely kill me. Okay. So here's our starting point. Foot on gas, foot on brake. Click the camera button again. And start. Now what this replay thing will do is it'll let me, I will re-record what's happening here, but from the outside camera. And what I'm doing right now is also being recorded with that replay thing right there. So that I can record this on the outside camera, but just look at how crazy this is a minivan, okay? It's not aerodynamica. And it's so good around the corners. Right now I'm going 50, and it just, I mean, you can push the thing outside the limits and you will die. It's just, and with those brakes, man, it comes to a stop. I know there's a big section where you need some big brakes or else your brakes completely fail. And in case you didn't know, the bigger the brake, that does have more braking force. The only thing that a bigger brake will do is, well, brake pad, is a bigger brake pad will absorb more heat so that you can slam on the brakes more and they won't overheat completely. Also, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to stay in the lane as much as possible, but I'm linear about it. I really couldn't care. Ooh, wow, I was impressed by that. This thing would, I don't know. This minivan with these sorts of wheels and tires just doesn't make sense to me. Also, big difference between this one and the minivan that I was just driving earlier. This transmission is amazing. Oh, and those brakes are doing a treat there. A car's horsepower doesn't mean anything if you can't stop as fast as you can go. That's the most important thing about a car. If you can't stop, then what's the point? You need good brakes. Strong brakes, too. If you have brakes that completely just roast, you're dead. On this road especially, because, like right here, you go around this and you're like, oh, okay, and then you get up to it and like, oh, that's a little sharper than I was expecting. Here's a big area here. This road is 12 miles long. Oh, right, there's another spot where you have to slam the brakes really fast, but anyway. Ooh, okay, that was a little slow. I keep cutting myself off, so rudely interrupted by myself. Anyway, so this road is an actual road, in case you were wondering. It's in Tennessee, this exact sort of road. This road, this map took the person that made this 250 hours to make. And it is an amazing road. This is such a fun road to just go around corners, make a little sporty car, go fast. It's really fun. I'd love if cars were tested here instead of the Nürburgring, because then cars wouldn't just, well, like the sports cars especially, wouldn't completely kill your spine as you go over bumps, because, well, this really sums it up right there.
Do you know what? If I'd been in Bomber Command in 1943, I would have bombed the Nürburgring every single night until
This bad back of yours, would you say it makes you a bit crabby?
But, yeah. Also, this has 318 corners, which means that this is the precise enemy of the American muscle car. Not particularly new muscle cars, because new muscle cars are more sport cars than muscle cars. Take, for example, the Corvette. They're going to mid-engine design. Who wants a mid-engine Corvette? The only use for a mid-engine Corvette is just a spit cup. I'd buy one of those just to spit on it. It's not American at all. How I look at it is kind of the Chevys, the Camaro and the Corvette. They're more just sports cars now. They're complete sport cars. Because they have full independent suspension and they're really sporty. And then you got the Mustang. The Mustang, it's kind of on that fine line between muscle and sports car. But now it's kind of more leaning to sports car since they put the fully independent suspension on it. So I really like the Mustang now, but it just, you know, you can go around a corner in it. So it's not as a muscle car as, come on, shift, okay. It's not as muscle car as the Dodge Challenger. The Challenger still has a solid rear axle, which, I mean, you go around a corner, your head height and excrement by the first corner. However, if you drive a Hellcat, you're even more excrement. Just your whole car would be filled with excrement. Oh, I saw this really good meme. It showed a Dodge Challenger and it said, "No fat chicks, it already weighs too much." I'm like, you know, that's true. It's rude, but it's hilarious. And if you're wondering why I was just really quiet there, it's because I'm kind of sick and my voice is not the best, really. But really, an old American muscle car, I would love to see how fast you would get killed here. Mainly a Ford Mustang Mach 1, something like that, yeah. But I am so impressed by how good this goes around the corners. I haven't seen the brakes fade one time, and the brakes have actually gotten better because it has semi-race brakes, and semi-race brakes, race brakes, they work better. Oh, this is a corner where you, oh, I just said that they weren't fading, whatever. Anyway, semi-race brakes and race brakes work better when they're hotter. They just do. The hotter they are, the better they work. Jeez. Okay. Get around this corner. Ooh, I feel like I'm just pushing the limits of what's possible with a minivan. And, you know, I feel like when you drive this that it's not front-wheel drive. It just does not feel like front-wheel drive. The only way that you can tell that it's front-wheel drive is how it understeers in the corner, and then when you let off the gas, it stops understeering. I gotta show you up here. This shouldn't affect time at all. Anyway, okay, let's try to understeer. No, nothing really. Ooh, that's tight. Tight corner. Okay. Now around here. I don't know, it would take a really sharp, small corner to show how big of a difference. Well, okay, watch this. Understeer, and then if you let off the gas, it stops understeering. And then you get into a little drift thing. You gotta love front-wheel drive cars for that. Well, actually, I hate them for that because you can slide them, but then it's just kind of fake slide because your front wheels are the thing pulling you all around. Ooh, gotta hit the brake there. This corner for me is always really slow for some reason. Maybe it's because I'm a terrible driver. Yeah. Also, if you're looking at the time over there of the replay thing, that's going to be completely off because of editing. So, yeah. Ugh. Jeez. Okay. Now let's go over here. Okay. Go around there. Ooh, that's tight. Okay. 318 corners. Oh, right here, this is the fast bit. However, at the end, the very end is the fastest bit here. Now you can floor it right here. Then you gotta slam your brakes really hard. No brake foot. I can feel the minivan wobbling around like that. But seriously, it's a minivan that's driving like this. You know, I know that someone took a Toyota Prius, left engine and the battery completely the same, and then completely modified the suspension so that it's really fast around corners. But, you know, I want to throw up saying that, but like, okay, I guess it's good. Then again, when I was recording this video just earlier, when I was driving the other minivan all the way around here, I was about to throw up because of just how crappy the brakes were. Because when your brakes fade on this road, you have to slam your brakes so early, which makes them get even hotter. And then so it's just kind of a domino effect. You gotta slam your brakes harder, and then the next corner even harder, next corner even harder. Well, harder and longer, I guess, because you're gonna have to do it a little earlier. This is my favorite part of the drift early. Well, all of these corners are good to drift on. Obviously, my time isn't gonna be best in the world, and I would really like to see someone how fast they can get this minivan specifically around this racetrack. I did just call this road a racetrack, didn't I? Yes, I did. Anyway, I'd like to see how fast someone can get a normal version of this car around here, like the front-wheel drive version that I was just showing earlier. Around here, I like the way this thing turns in. Also, with all that less tire profile, you have more, not necessarily feel, but it darts around faster. I mean, still, the wobble's kind of like a boat, but with the sport struts, it's not going to be hard as a rock and like cement walking around. It's going to be like, you know, a little bit of a bumpy car on the road, but really, those sport struts do wonders here, and the brakes, because you can stop really fast, but also, with them being lower, it's more aerodynamic, and the center of gravity is lower, so in general, just lowering the car does everything good, except for the ride. Oh yeah, that's the fast bit here. And don't let it slide out and hit a tree. This van, I've had issues personally with this van going around a corner, hitting the brakes, and I'm like, okay, and then the back of the van slides around, and I'm like, oh no, and then it hit the tree. I've spent probably an hour of testing here. You know, this might even just be a video series of how fast can a go around the tail of the dragon. So this episode would be how fast can a front-wheel drive minivan go around the tail of the dragon. So, by my reckoning, we should have about 3 or 4 minutes left of this here. Okay, yep, there it is. So, okay. Getting kind of slidey here. I think that, you know, I really love the addition of this replay feature. It's just, it's a little experimental, to say the least. Now, saving gas. Okay, brake. I mean, no, whatever. Now this is fast. And bump. And it also has that kind of like, way in the road. So, back there on the road, you saw the van bumped up into the air because of the way that the road is. Kind of like right here. Except there's more of it back there. Slow it down a little. And around this corner. Ooh, big lag. Big. Oh, okay, I'm right here. Jeez, okay. And that wasn't the fact that I'm recording. Well, think of it like this. I'm recording twice, so this game should be probably a little laggy. Because I'm recording with my editing I'm recording with my recording software along with a feature in the game. Now, soon we should be on the final stretch. once you see a little bridge, then that means it's the final area. And then at the end, there's a little fun piece. Okay, brake's doing a good job. Ooh. Yeah, that was a little bit of a bump there. Okay, the suspension has been slightly damaged, but it hasn't affected my driving, so it's still gonna probably hit a tree every 2 seconds. Might just do it a little more catastrophically and suddenly. Trying to get these race brakes heated up good, so kind of overuse them in the corner. There we go. That should warm them up. Jesus. Oh, I think I see light up ahead. Is this the end? I think it is the end. And yes, this is the end of this. Flooring it. Okay, so up there it says like 15, so I'd reckon it's about 30 seconds faster than what it says up there after editing. Because what's being recorded right there is not actually what's been happening because of editing things that have been happening. Because that's actually been recording for longer than you've seen it be recording.